Hey, what is up everybody, Blazer here, and today I have for you guys another video of freaking Persona 5X here. Inside today's video, guys, we're mainly going to be just chilling out and actually showing you guys the difference between having the 4-star no duped weapon here for Fox, as well to now having the 5-star weapon for Fox. So recently I ended up pulling it, I want to say yesterday, from a single, and I was like, okay, you know what, since we actually have the weapon, let's go ahead and do the comparison. So some of you guys already saw how I used him pretty much with just no weapon, or at least no weapon at all. Some of you guys also have seen how I used him with the weapon inside the Discord. We're going to be doing both. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. So when it does come down to at least what the weapon does here, the weapon itself is actually a major change. If you actually wanted to dupe out something on this character, let's say if you're Wailing or Dolphin, you wouldn't go for actual dupes on Yusuke himself, you would actually go for dupes on the weapon. And it's because the weapon is actually insanely cracked. So if you go ahead and take a look at least what it does here, it increases his defense by 45%, and then once he enters combat counter attack, that will actually be boosted by 30% here. Now, if there is a number of Spirit of Protection, which is one of the things that he actually has in his passives here, reaches 6 for counter damage, it will then be increased by 30%. Now, if the number reaches 6 as well, the damage of a regular counter attack should also be increased as well. So this is one of the things, and as you can tell, just by duping this bad boy up, if you were Wailing, it only gets more and more busted. Varying from the boost of the attack damage to the at least defense, more boost of the attack damage, defense, and then so on, so forth. This really can be absolutely insane. It is a very crazy weapon that does way too much for this character. But without further ado, let's go ahead and take a look at it. Now, of course, with the 4-star, it does something similar somewhat, but not really. It increases his defense by 18% here, and then frozen damage is increased with each counter attack. So pretty much, since you're going to be doing that frozen damage from his actual counter, that's going to be stacking a lot more, while this one actually increases both counter attacks no matter what. This one only mainly increases his frozen one, which either way is still really good. But we're going to go ahead and actually show you guys the difference. So we're going to go do a random old little thing here, which I need to do anyways because I need to spend some of my stamina that I have not done, and it's nearly reset time. So your boy's kind of slacking, but anyways, we need to go ahead and actually get us some ice things anyway. So let's see. Let's do this one no matter what, and we're going to use the same team. Now, I could very well use the other team here, but I don't really want to be in control. So to showcase this, I guess the same, well, whatever, I'll be in control anyways, it doesn't matter. So we're going to use the same team here. We're going to use Rin. Reason why we're using it is because, of course, Rin does some decent defense shredding, and which is really kind of scary to get this done. So first things first, we're going to start off by using, of course, Rin's old Naughty Lion here, getting that nice old damage here, as well as doing a little bit of enhancement for our team. After this, we're going to immediately go ahead and use the defense on our man Yusuke here. Use another defense with windscreen on Yusuke here as well. And then we're immediately going to use his taunt. So just to test out this, we want to test the taunt first. So with the 4-star weapon, which is 0 dupes here, our first hit, which is going to be from the ice, let's hopefully get a decent crit on all of these guys. 106, as you can see, 160k, or at least 106k, which is really good. So that's just really checking out that in alone here. So now we're going to do the same thing as we're doing with the what we're going to do later on as well. So first things first, instead, since it should technically be ended in one round, if I'm being honest, let's just go ahead and use Dawn's Bubble. Who cares? Should just be ended in one round. This should not take much trouble. So we're going to do the same thing here. And once again, just use, I guess we'll just do the same thing. It doesn't really matter. Put the enhancement back on. We're going to pretty much follow our same thing as usual. And actually, I want to go ahead and use this here. Oh, wow, I don't have it on. Unfortunate. Well, do the same thing as usual here. Furtherly just proving the point immediately. And then we want to use the AoE. Frost steaming one. hits whoever we're going to hit here, in which we're going to hit the one with the 1 on them, of course. And as you can see, we got 30k and 11k. Now that did, of course, get the additionals, which makes sense. And then we're going to use his follow-up, knock down this dude here, did another 2k. And then without further ado, that should pretty much kill, if not get close. So 9k apiece for at least the all-out attack. Pretty decent, definitely not bad. And of course, with the regular counter, 14k. Not bad, really decent here. And it does get the job done. Now, of course, I'm just gonna do this just because I'm also grinding this for myself as well. We're gonna go back in here and we're gonna do it again. Now, with how this works with at least our next weapon, and actually that's why I should exit out here, because I don't have the other weapon on here. But once we put on the next weapon, we're gonna see exactly what we hit. Now, the highest that we hit with our ice counter was 106, and that was on the counter on everyone, or at least a crit on everyone. I'm hopefully going to try and get that crit again to at least show you guys exactly how much this actually changes, because boy, oh boy, does this weapon, even at A0, change a lot. So let's go ahead and actually use this. Now, of course, this is not going to be one thing that to just tell you guys, hey, summon for this weapon, it's really, really good. Don't do that, because if I'm being honest, Yusuke is one of those low maintenance characters that you really don't need to do high maintenance on at least getting the weapon. You will be fine, as you notice from the damage he did, with just using the 4-star. Now, if we go ahead and use the 5-star and actually see exactly what changes here, you guys will actually kind of notice the damage is, of course, going to be a lot more, or at least going to be a little bit more here, but it definitely makes a huge change, especially for the longevity of the run, as well as how much damage you can end up doing in general. So let's go ahead and use this here. We're going to set this up the exact same way here. So of course, using Naughty Lion off rip, everybody should still get hit. Boom, nice old damage, nothing too crazy. Law of the land. And then we're going to go ahead and use our buff here, and we're going to set up the actual counter. Now, since we do have this counter already in play here, you guys are immediately going to see what actually can end up happening. Now, with the other weapon, you did focus more on ice damage. With this weapon, you're mainly focusing on DPS in general. So, we got 140. Look at that. 40k difference, or at least nearly a 34k difference here, which absolutely is insane for this character, right? Still amazing damage, still crazy. I don't know if it countered or at least crit everyone like the last time, but if it did, you see what I mean here. Now, alongside of this, of course, it does boost his defense. It's boosting a lot of things that's going to be helping out his kit. So, of course, with that in mind here, he's going to be being able to be shielded way more. He's going to be able to do those big boy numbers that we're looking forward to way more. So, you guys, of course, already can see the similarities between there. But at least it isn't like a gigantic gap. So, once we use our AoE here, we dealt 32k, 12k. So, around the same amount of damage pretty much on each enemy, which is really, really nice here when it does come down to just their regular hits, or at least his regular hits. That's pretty decent. 9k, nothing too crazy. The only thing that is crazy is the counter difference. You guys already saw that. That counter difference is what really makes him shine. You're not really going to be using anything else here, especially for anything that you really want to do. It's just going to be counterattack, counterattack, counterattack. So when using him, of course, is the weapon worth it? Because I know some of you guys were still wondering that. I keep telling you guys, if you are free to play and you're trying to save for Makoto, don't go for this weapon. There's no need for it. It is really good. Don't get it twisted. It's really nice, but the damage calc is pretty much the same. So it wouldn't be all too worth it for you guys to actually go in for this here. And I'm not doing that because I already refreshed. So unfortunate. But anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this video and at least the comparison of each one here. We're going to actually come out with a Marion guide as well as a Fox guide on how to build both of those units. Marion should be tomorrow, while Fox will probably be on Wednesday here. And then we're also going to be having a guide for A0 and the A0 for the weapon as well, to actually show you guys the difference in score. But without further ado, guys, hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, smash that like button. Until next time, everybody, peace. Peace out.